I love having a lot of books to choose from on my TBR, but over the years it's gotten a little out of hand, and books that I was hyped for when I added them end up sitting there for years and years and years. So this year I'm challenging myself to finally get to the oldest books on my TBR in a game that I'm calling Backlist Bash. Hello, welcome to the next installment in Backlist Bash. Last episode we ended off at precisely 20 points, which is a nice round even number that I was very happy about. And I'm super hyped for this episode because it is going to wrap up the last of the books that were added to my TBR in 2019. So we have 5 books to get through this week or the next 2 weeks. We'll see how long it takes me to get through these ones. Of those 5, I own 3 of them, so let's talk about them. Also, if you're new to Backlist Bash, I will leave a link to the playlist in the description down below, so you can go and check out all of the rules and how the point system works and that kind of thing. But for those of you who are not new, thanks for watching again. I appreciate it. Currently, the oldest book on my TBR, I grabbed the wrong one. 1 second. This one, the other red book by VE Schwab. So the oldest book on my TBR right now is Vicious by VE Schwab, who is one of my favorite authors in the entire world, and I'm very mad at myself for not having read this book yet. I'm not super clear on the plot, but I do know that it has to do with like supervillains kind of thing. I think it's like 2 former best friends found a way to give themselves superpowers. And I think the one is like just getting out of jail or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. Like a enemies revenge story kind of thing. So it sounds great. This is like everybody's favorite VE Schwab book. I have no clue how I have not read this book yet. And it's been out for so long and I've owned it for so long. Like I have the receipt from when I bought this book, and I bought it in 2021. So this book has been on my shelves for 4 years and I haven't touched it. So it's time to fix that. And then the second oldest book on my shelf is The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. This one is a vampire book set in New Orleans, I'm pretty sure. And honestly, yeah, it's 1872 New Orleans, and it's a city ruled by the dead. It sounds great to me. That's really all that I know about this. I've heard people talking about it for years, and people seem to adore these ones. I'm looking forward to finding out what it's about and kind of going from there. It is a YA, so I feel like this might be one of the ones that I DNF because my tastes have changed quite a bit. I don't typically like YA books anymore. The odd time I do though, so maybe this one will be one of the ones that I do still enjoy. We'll find out. Number 3 is gonna be The Luminous Dead by Starling. This one is a sci-fi horror about, I think it's somebody who's like exploring caves on a different planet, and like she's being guided by somebody over like an earpiece who's supposed to be keeping her safe while she's in these caves, but that person maybe can't be trusted. And I think there is something in the caves with her, I'm pretty sure. I've heard really mixed things about this one. I've heard some people think that it's like the most scary thing that they've ever read, and others thought it was completely ridiculous. So I'm curious to see which side I will fall on there. I think I'm gonna love it. I'm pretty easy to please. I can't see myself not liking it. The premise sounds fantastic. It sounds really creepy and like something that's going to play into my own personal fears. So I do think that it's going to work for me. And then The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers, also one of my favorite authors of all time, and I've yet to read like her biggest series, so I can't wait to get to this one. This one is a cozy sci-fi just about a group of friends on a spaceship just doing their thing. I'm not entirely sure of like more details than that, to be honest, but I'm looking forward to finding out about this one. This one I did actually start years ago. I think I got to about page 100. I was doing the audiobook for it, I think like 5 years ago, and then randomly my library took it off of their catalog out of nowhere when I was 25% of the way through it, and I just never picked it back up after that because I haven't been able to find the audiobook. But I know it's over Spotify, so I'll be doing the audiobook and physical read combo, and I can't wait for it. I love this author so much, and I know that this book is going to give me all of the good feels, so I can't wait for it. And then the last book is Deeplight by Frances Hardinge, I think is the author's name. This one I'm unsure of. I like the premise. It's not pirate fantasy, but it's like it takes place on a coastal town with like water gods and stuff, and the gods have been dead for a long time, but they're starting to Rise, I think, or something like that. A little unsure of this one because the main character is 14, and I don't know if I'm gonna vibe with that. I already have out over audiobook, so I think I'm going to start with this one and just have it playing in the background while I'm doing stuff. But yeah, I'm a little bit more unsure of this one. I think I probably would have liked it 6 years ago when I added it to my TBR when I was not 28 years old. I'm not really sure how I'll feel about reading from the POV of a 14-year-old, so we'll see how that one goes. But yeah, those are the books that I'm planning on reading for this episode. Again, I'll start with Deeplight, and then I do still have a book that I'm in the middle of that I haven't finished from last week. I'm reading Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher right now, so I'm going to be like slowly plucking away at that one while I also read things for Backlist Bash. But I don't typically like having 2 physical reads going at the same time, so maybe I'll do Deeplight over audio and The Luminous Dead over ebook while I finish up Sword Heart. And then after those, I'll get into some of these ones. No clue yet, but I will let you guys know once I figure that out. But I do have to go and get ready for work now, so I will check in later on. Hi, how we doing? Happy, oh, just pet Tony, and he decided to yell at me for it. He's chilling on his cat tree. Hi, buddy. Yeah, I have you resting on, oh my god, chaos today. I have you resting on like one of the shelves of Tony's cat tree, so if you're wiggling, that's why. It's because his big butt's on here too. Anyways, it is Wednesday currently. I have the day off, and I have a couple of updates. So I am going to be DNFing Deeplight by Frances Hardinge for a few reasons. So first of all, I just don't really like it a whole lot. Hi, Tony. Dude, what is your deal today? He's been yelling at me literally all day for no reason. I don't know what's up with him. Anyways, Deeplight. Not a big fan of it. The main character is extremely 14. I'll give credit to the author. They did a great job of making the main character actually feel like a 14-year-old and not an adult writing as a 14-year-old. So good job to them. However, I don't like it. So the main character is just very childish because he is a child, so it makes sense. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. It is just not for me. So that's one reason. Second, the audiobook is broken on Libby. I have it taken out from Libby, and I got through about 10% of it, and now it just won't play. No clue what's happening. I've closed the app, reopened it, I deleted the app, downloaded it again. I also tried to return the book and borrow it again, and it still will not let me get past 10%. So I think that's a sign from the universe that I am not meant to be reading this book. And third, very shallow reason. So this book has 2 covers. The one cover that should be showing here, beautiful, stunning, gorgeous, love her. The other cover, which is the cover that Libby has on for the audiobook, I have trypophobia, so if you also do, close your eyes, but the other cover is terrifying, and I hate it, and it makes me nauseous, and I just don't want to have to look at that cover on my phone every time that I pick up this book for like a solid 6 hours. I don't want to do that, so I'm gonna not do that. So yeah, DNFing that one. I got about 10% of the way through, which is roughly 40 pages. So I do at least get 1 point for it since I got more than 30 pages in it. And since then, I have started The Luminous Dead by Starling, and I'm not sure how I feel about it so far. I don't love it. I will say that. It's not great. I like some elements of it quite a bit. I think it is genuinely very creepy. The author is doing a great job at making me feel like I'm being watched, and I like this really creepy cave setting and all these like dark corners and that kind of thing. It is genuinely very creepy, very atmospheric. I like that part of it, but I don't like pretty much everything else about it, you know? And I have a feeling that I know where things are going, and if I'm correct, it's not really what I want from it. I don't like the main character a whole lot. Like she's fine, she's just not that interesting to me. The other character, the one that's guiding the main character in the caves, she's fine, but like, I don't know, like I don't know. I'm just not loving it, and I can't really articulate why. I don't like their dynamics with each other. I think it's just kind of bland. I don't really care about her motivations a whole lot, either of them, to be honest. There's just nothing about it aside from the creepy atmosphere that's holding me, but for some reason I keep picking it up. So I'm currently about 45% through it, and I just started it yesterday, so I'm clearly enjoying it enough to keep reading it. It's just not that good. And like, honestly, I'm probably only continuing reading it because I don't currently have another audiobook on the go. Kind of the only reason. So I'm gonna keep on with it, I guess, but we'll see how I feel by the end of the day. I think I'll decide if I want to DNF it, but also like at this point, I'm more than halfway through it. So like I might as well just finish it. But how much time do I have left on it? I have 8 hours left in the audiobook and I'm listening to it at 3 times speed. So whatever that is, a bit more than 2 hours. So like I could just finish it, but like, do I want to spend 2 more hours with something that I'm not really enjoying in the first place? You know, like, I don't know. I'm conflicted, but I'll at least carry on for now and decide later on. So for the rest of the day, I am going to crack on with Sword Heart. This is not for Backlist Bash. I'm just still reading this one from last week. I'm here right now, so not super far in, but I do want to get at least a decent amount of the way through it today. And then I think I'm going to start Vicious after that one. I just filmed a quick book recommendations video, and I want to edit my February wrap up, which I still haven't posted. We're like more than halfway through March right now, so my bad. I also have to get my vlog from last week exported and uploaded to YouTube, so I'll be doing that today. Some more admin tasks today rather than reading. I also really want to go outside. This is one of the first like really nice days of the year so far, and every other nice day that we've had so far I've been working the whole time, and it's beautiful out right now, and I should really go for a walk while it's still sunny. So I might do that and just have my audiobook going while I do that. Either way, I'm gonna go and do all of my things and check in later on. Happy first day of spring. Literal blizzard out here. Yesterday, 17 degrees, beautiful, sunny, outside in a t-shirt, having a good time. Today, blizzard. Gotta love Canada. Okay, first of all, fit check. Look how cute this is. And I have on some gold jewelry, this cute like body necklace, and then womanizer necklace. If you know, you know. And then I changed up my jewelry to be gold just for today, and I'll have all these cute little flower earrings. Super cute. I don't have time to do like a full reading update right now, but I just wanted to show off the fit because I feel very cute. Tonight with work, if you don't know, I work for a adult toy store, and we sometimes do these parties where like people can like hire us to come out, bring a whole bunch of fun products and stuff, and do a presentation. So tonight we're doing one at a spa, and it's a spring theme, hence the flower earrings, and bringing out female sexuality and inner beauty and that kind of thing, hence the body necklace. Super cute. So yeah, I'm heading out for that very shortly, but just wanted to check in real quick. I did finish the Luminous the other day, and I ended up going with a 3.5 star, 3.5-ish. It's like the first half of the book is like a 3-star being generous, but the last 15-ish% was exactly what I wanted. It was so creepy. I was listening to the last little bit while I was sitting on my bed, and I had like one foot dangling off the side, and I literally had to like snatch it up because I got freaked out by like the under the bed stuff, which is exactly what I wanted from that kind of book. Like I thought that the whole book would kind of give me that feeling, and it was definitely trying to. It just didn't quite get there for most of it. Yeah, I really didn't like the romance in it. I feel like this book had a lot of opportunity to make things a lot creepier, and it just kind of chose to go like the light fluffy route instead. Not that this book was light and fluffy, it definitely was not that, but there were certain choices that were made that could have gone in the opposite direction, and it would have made this a lot more interesting and a lot more horror as well. Whereas I feel like the majority of the book was mostly focusing on the romance at the forefront with this creepy cave in the background, whereas I would have preferred the opposite. And even just not had a romance period or used the romance in a way that was terrifying. I think there were just so many chances for it to have been excellent, and it just didn't quite hit the mark for me. So 3.5 star for that one. And then I've also picked up The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. Currently, I'm on page 96 and having the best time here so far. When I tried reading this previously, I got to about 25% through before the library stole the audiobook from me. So I'm still not quite to the point where I was previously, so everything is familiar, but it's been like 5 years, so I do forget most of what I read so far, so this is like reading a whole new book, and I'm having a great time with it so far. These characters are hilarious and adorable. I love the banter between everybody. I love all the sci-fi elements in there, like the idea of punching holes through space made my brain hurt, and I really enjoyed that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where this one goes. And then this morning, I also picked up The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. This one, I'm now on page 44, so just getting started here, but already really enjoying this one. The atmosphere really shines through with this one. It's very, very atmospheric, and I'm very much enjoying it. I don't know too much about where the plot's gonna go, but I'm really liking all of the vampire-y stuff, so I can't wait to see what happens with this one. I think I'm gonna go mostly over audiobook for this one, and just kind of dip in and out of the physical read whenever I have a chance to sit down. But my physical read will mainly be The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, and this one will mainly be my audiobook for the next few days. But yeah, very quick update. I do have to run though. I gotta leave for work like right now and finish getting everything prepped for the party tonight. Gotta have some lunch still too, and go from there. I'm in like full chaos brain mode. This is my first time doing an event with my work. I've like helped get prepped for it before, but I've never actually been the one to attend the event, so I'm a little nervous about it. Very happy that my coworker who's coming, she used to be the manager. She was the manager for like 10 years, and she's done dozens of parties like this, so she's very experienced and has been helping me out quite a lot. So I'm not as nervous as I would have been without her, but I'm still very nervous. But it'll be lots of fun, and I can't wait to go and hopefully make lots of money and have a good time. I do not know what happened between one day and the next, but Saturday was really enjoying this. Sunday, picked it up again, read literally 20 pages, and I am now DNFing it. Yeah, this got real bad, real quick. I think for me, it's the love interest, like the vampire character is so extremely cringy for me. He's very dramatic and has this like breathy voice, and he's like, I'm so dangerous and whatever. I don't know, I don't fucking care. Like very just I don't know, I don't know how to word it properly, but he just gave me the ick immediately. And then their first interaction as well, when she's like stomping her foot and trying to be all tough and standing up to this big bad guy, and he like, I don't know, it just, both of them gave me the ick so hugely, and I'm done with this now. So I'm gonna DNF that one and also unhaul it at some point or another. I'm just going to continue on with The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. I'm now on page 136 and having a great time here. My Spotify audiobook hours resets tomorrow, so I'm gonna try and get as much of this read tonight as I can. And then I think I'm gonna wait to start Vicious until I finish this one, so that'll be later. Hi, Tony. Tony wants to say hi, apparently. He's just chilling. Hi, buddy. Anyways, that's the update. Short and sweet, but I'm gonna go tuck into The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet after I have some dinner, and I think I'm gonna watch Drag Race while I have dinner, and then I'll carry on with that one for the rest of the evening. So yeah, we'll check in later on. My earbuds broke. Fucking bullshit. Wired old ass fucking earbuds. I have literally 45 minutes of the audiobook left in this. I'm so close to the end, and they fucking broke. So, having a great time. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to play the audiobook out loud and hope that I can pay attention enough to do that. Ugh, I was already having a shitty day, and then this happened. Like, I was at the gym, headphones were totally fine the entire time, and then I went to go walk home, and I put them back in after I finished changing, and all of a sudden, only one of them's working. No idea why. Okay, hello. How we doing? Tony's trying to come up here and say hi too. I have finished The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers, and I loved it. The end of it made me cry. It was great. The whole speech that Kizzy gave to Jenks made me cry. Of course, no one surprised me. I'm a sap. I love found family. This was such a perfect book for me. I had an amazing time reading this book. I haven't put it through Compile yet, but I'm thinking it'll probably get a 4.5 star. It's not quite a 5 star just because it did take me a little bit to get really into the story. The first maybe half of it, I was really just interested in the characters, but I didn't really care about the politics. Whereas by the end of the story, I actually did care about the politics and like everything happening. So 4.5 stars, most likely, once I put it through Compile. I'm so happy that I finally read this book after what, 5 or 6 years of it being on my TBR. Now I can also get to the sequels, which I also own, so that'll be great to be able to read books off of my shelf. Very shortly, I'll be starting Vicious by VE Schwab. Just about ready for this one. I mentioned briefly yesterday that my headphones broke, and I'm so angry about it. I had to pause for a second there, sorry. So what was I saying? All day I felt so weird not having headphones. I haven't been able to listen to music all day. I can't listen to audiobooks. I can't just do like one earbud. I can't pay attention when it's just in one ear. So I haven't been able to read all day, and like I feel so lost. Like my day feels incomplete. Probably why I'm grumpy. I've just been fucking raw dogging sounds all day, having to walk home from work, and it's just like the sounds of people honking and people yelling at each other, and I'm just like, oh my god. Like, no thank you. I just used Uber Grocery to get somebody to bring me an adapter because I have like a wired pair of headphones for the old headphone jack thing. So I'm Uber Grocerying. That's a verb now apparently. I'm using Uber Grocery to have somebody bring me adapter right now, and that's why I had to pause just that. The Uber driver was texting me. This whole story is not important. I'm starting this as soon as the guy gets here with the adapter. I'm starting this book is what I'm trying to say right now. I just spent like 10 minutes trying to tell this random story about my headphones that nobody cares about. I gotta go do something. I need to stop talking. Like seriously though, I'm so irritated. All day I've been grumpy, and it's just because I wasn't able to start my day with either a book or music, and I haven't been able to do that all day, and I'm so angry about it. I like my routines. Every morning I wake up and I either listen to music or I have an audiobook playing while I have breakfast, and that is my routine. That's how I relax in the morning and get prepped for my day, and I didn't get that today, so I'm very grumpy about it. Anyways, shut up. I'm going now. Goodbye. Why do I ever speak? Oh my god, the fucking Uber driver just got here and he told me to have a good night, and I tried to say you too, and it just mashed out into nyeh, nyeh. What? Nyeh, nyeh. What the fuck? Oh my god, I need to just find a cave somewhere and stay there forever. But at least my adapter is here. I gotta find it. I also got groceries too, because why not? If I'm paying delivery, I might as well also pay groceries. And chips, because obviously. Yay, I have an adapter now, so I'll actually be able to use my headphones. Thank God. You know how some people say that they were born in the wrong generation and that like they are meant to be, you know, in like whatever era? I was not. I was born in the correct generation. I love that I can just use my little mini personal computer and have a stranger deliver me goods to my home. I love that. Okay, I have made some really good progress on Vicious. I got to page 118 yesterday, so I'm a good chunk of the way through here, and I am loving this. Oh my god. I totally see why this is so many people's favorite VE Schwab book. I don't think it'll be my favorite one of hers. I don't think anything could ever top the Darker Shade series and Ahdieh, but this is excellent. It's so compelling. I literally couldn't put it down last night. I was gonna stop at page 100, but then I was like, oh, well, like this next chapter is only a few pages, so I'll just read that. And then, oh, well, this next chapter is also only a few pages. Let me just read that real quick. And then just kind of kept going for 20 more pages. I could not stop reading it. It's so interesting. I love these characters. I'm really interested in the plot and seeing where things are going. Dual timeline is sometimes kind of iffy for me, but this one is really, really working. Each chapter is leaving off at such an interesting part that I can't wait to get back to that timeline, but then like the next chapter with the present timeline, it's also really interesting. I'm just like constantly engaged with both timelines. I can't wait to find out what went down with everything and see where things go from here. So yeah, I'm having a really fun time here. I might even finish this tonight. I think when I get home from work, I'm just going to kind of sit down and just blow through the rest of this one, and I can't wait for that. But right now I do have to head to work, so I'm gonna go do that. Just wanted to check in real quick, and I will see you guys later. Super speedy update before it's too dark to see. The world is conspiring against me because I really want to read this book. Can you even see it? Yeah, I really want to keep reading Vicious, but everything in my life the last few days has stopped me from doing so. So on Thursday, my new roommate moved in and the house was chaos and I was helping him out and that kind of thing, and there was a bunch of people here, all that stuff. On Friday, my bedroom floor unexpectedly got ripped out. There's been a water damage issue that my landlords were trying to deal with, and they didn't tell me that it was being dealt with yesterday. So at like 8:30 in the morning, somebody showed up to start tearing up my floor, and I worked all day and then had to come home and like put all of my bedroom back together because obviously everything had to come out. Luckily the bookshelves were able to stay in, but everything else had to come out. So I had to re-put my room back together. And now today my best friend came for a visit in the afternoon. We had a great time, went for Thai food. It was great. But there's a huge ice storm happening right now. A tree in my backyard earlier fell onto my house, so that's great. And the power's out. It's been out for like 2 hours, and I've been trying to read, but it's now too dark to see anything. So can't read for the rest of the night. And of course I was an idiot and didn't charge my phone earlier, even though I knew the power was flickering and I should have charged it, but I didn't. So I can't even read an ebook or an audiobook right now. I think I'm just going to grab my Switch and play a game in the dark until I go to bed, probably very early. So I love that. I'm also about to devour an entire tub of ice cream with my roommate because it's melting. So yay. I also just watched a tree fall across the street a few minutes ago. That was really cool. No one was hurt. There was nobody there, and it doesn't look like it hit the house, but it was very cool to watch though. So yeah, we're having a good time. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to read more of Vicious. I did manage to make some progress though. I can't even see what page I'm on. I'm on page 203 currently and having a great time. So I'm about halfway through. And yeah, I really want to continue this, but I can't. So, sweet. So yeah, I will update whenever I'm able to actually read again. completed Vicious by VE Schwab. The universe finally allowed me to sit down and read. What a crazy weekend that was. Like, oh my god, that was wild. We ended up having no power for 24 hours, which I thought was terrible at the time. Turns out others in my city have it way worse, and a bunch of areas will not be getting power until Thursday. So that's like almost a full week with no power. So that sucks for them. I'm happy. I'm content with my lot in life right now. Yeah, we have like crazy damage. I'm like looking at my backyard right now and like there's trees falling everywhere. It is a hot mess, but it is what it is. We're all safe, happy, having a good time. So let's talk about the book and not get sidetracked with weird weather stories. So Vicious was phenomenal. Oh my god, this was so good. This had me on the edge of my seat, completely engrossed. I think I read the last like 100 pages or so in one sitting. I could not put it down. It was so incredibly good. Oh my god. I had a great time reading this book. I'm giving it a 4.5 star just because my 5 stars are usually reserved for like things that can like make me cry or have some kind of like emotional element, and this almost did, but not quite. So while the writing style, the plot, the pacing, the atmosphere, all of the like technical elements of it are a 5 star, it just didn't quite get there with the emotional element for me. So 4.5 star, super close to a 5 though. I'm planning on reading Vengeful pretty much immediately once I finish the books that I'm currently reading, and I can't wait to get to that one because like this ending, oh my god, that was so good. I can't wait to find out what's going to happen in the next book. I think I've read that they're writing a 3rd book as well, I'm pretty sure. But either way, I'm so hyped to continue on with the series, and I'm very glad that I finally read this book. God damn, that was a long time on my TBR for such a wonderful book, which is the whole reason that I'm doing this project. So this also concludes this episode of Backlist Bash. So points wise, so let's do a little overview and all the points that I'm getting for this round. So book 1 was Deeplight, and that one was a DNF, but I did make it past the 30-page mark, so I got 1 point for that one. Next was The Luminous Dead. That one I did finish, but it was not the oldest book on my TBR at the time, so that was a 2-point book. And then I think, was it The Beautiful that was next? I'm pretty sure this one was also a DNF, but again I made it past the 30-page mark, so that is a 1-point book. And apparently I left a bookmark in there, my Edward bookmark, because vampires, you know. After that one was The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, and this one was a 2-point book as well. And then finally Vicious. This one was the oldest book on my TBR and also was the final book that was added to my TBR in 2019, which makes this a 4-point book. So all in for this round, I got a total of 10 points. Last episode we ended off on 20 points, so my total for right now is 30 points, which means I get a small prize. I'm so happy. Small prizes are every 10 points and the big prizes is every 20 points. If it just had not been the last book from 2019, I would have been 1 point away from a prize, and I would have been so mad about that. But luckily it was the last book, so prize time. So I'm thinking tonight I'm either going to I have to go and do a whole bunch of errands shortly, so I might just go to like Starbucks or something like that and get myself a little treat. Or tonight I might go to my favorite pizza place. I have a coupon for them for like a $10 pizza and a drink, so that sounds great to me. I'll do one of those two. I'm not sure which one yet, but you will find out in a moment.